Today's question doesn't get anchored in a particular passage in Revelation. It's a little bit broader. Does our modern technology reflect the prophecy of the book of Revelation? Well, that question or those related to it have been around for a while, and they tend you tend to hear about this, people making links to this whenever there's some new kind of technological breakthrough. Microchips or biometric scanners or digital currency or surveillance tools. I mean, all these kinds of things tend to, and now of course it's AI, tend to get people saying, hey, this is it, this is the mark of the beast. So let me just step back and note, I don't know. I don't know how specifically to unpack whether or not today's technology is being referenced in the book of Revelation. Again, I think whatever was written needs to have made sense to people in 2,000 years ago. So I'm a little skittish about that. So I don't know, but I also want to point out that others don't know. So I'm always a little mystified because in Matthew 24, Jesus says no one knows the hour of the day, that the final moments will unveil. And yet lots of people seem to be quite certain that they know the hour and the day. Revelation does not come with footnotes. It doesn't say, and lo, there will be neural networks developed in San Francisco and it will be funded by venture capitalists. And, this is going to be, part of the mark of the beast, the end. I don't know. The book has all these powerful images, and some of them are literal, and some of them are symbolic, and some of the times I just think we just need to step back and recognize. Again, you've heard me on this. In 1940, everybody was convinced that Hitler was the Antichrist or Mao, or I've seen Henry Kissinger, I saw Jimmy Carter. All these people get linked to being the Antichrist. Stalin and Hitler and others have all thought that. And then other people have said, well, the Antichrist is actually going to be computers. And I heard an interesting reflection. John Lennox, a professor, retired professor now of math at University of Oxford, brilliant guy and a faithful Christ follower. I've had a privilege of sharing a meal with him. And he was writing about this, and he's writing about a future that's controlled by, in essence, algorithms and chips. And he doesn't say that this is it, this is the end, but he says this is really quite ominous, and we need to be alert to it. So, not panic, not denial, not fear, but vigilance. So, I want to say it's prudent to be wise, and I think that this is especially something that we ought to all step back and reflect on, because we're living in an age where the hockey stick of technological change is it's a hockey stick. It is happening quickly, and we need to make certain that our heart is fixed on Christ. So the book of Revelation is not written to scare us. It's meant to prepare us. I don't think that you have to, throw your smartphone into the lake and disconnect from everything. I certainly haven't. But we do need to be alert to what's going on. So I would encourage you, to be mindful about the technology that you allow to shape you. And I think that, first of all, it's going to be really important to touch grass, to use that new statement about being unplugged from some things and being grounded in reality. I think it's also prudent to occasionally go as tech-free as you can. We did a tech fast here as a church, and occasionally it's worth stepping away from some of these conveniences, because these conveniences can all sort of conspire and coordinate together to be more ominous than simple conveniences. And end of the world, I don't think it's going to sneak up on anybody that's watching, but we just need to be alert to the fact that technology could lull us to sleep and we wouldn't be watching. So, Is modern technology reflecting prophecy in the book of Revelation? Maybe, maybe not. The better question is, am I living in such a way that I would notice if it was? Like, is my heart sensitive to the things of God? Am I open to the Spirit of God? Is there silence in my life? Do I hear the voice of God? Or am I just, so hooked up to the grid in every possible way that I'm being duped? So I think it's a good question to ask, and I hope those thoughts are helpful in some way. Have a good day.